Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Well, our next guest consults with big companies like Harley-Davidson, Johnson Controls, and Pepsi to help them grow and create more engaged employees.
Yes, her new book is titled Ignite the Plan to Live Your American Dream. It's a step-by-step guide to help you achieve any goal. And we're thrilled to welcome Susan Worley to the Morning Blend. Thanks for being here.
Thanp you. Thank you very much.
Very
big launch
exciting.
Is tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So how exciting we're here. Thank you.
Yeah, you've got your book. The launch is tomorrow. This is a step-by-step plan.
It is.
To create your dreams.
It is.
You have 5 steps specifically that truly can help us achieve that. So let's start with the first step, which is quiet the mind by breathing slowly and deeply several times. A lot of people are going to think this is kind of fluffy in achieving your goals.
Right. But you know, so many people think that the way to achieve your goals is through positive self-talk. And I'm not saying that that's bad. It's certainly important to have affirmation. But what happens is if you're trying to achieve your goals through that positive self-talk, what can happen is this. And these are just what I call little thought bubbles. And I share these with my clients that in our subconscious mind, our ego, which is really edging God out, says, you know, you can do it, just do it. Kind of like Nike says, just do it.
Yeah.
Okay? And then what happens is when the plan does not unfold as you think it ought to in the
or
timeline.
as quickly as you want it to,
Yeah,
right?
or as quickly, exactly. Then it's like the little ego, which is our insecure side, says, oh my goodness, this will never happen. Who'd you think you were, you know, thinking this would happen to begin with?
You don't deserve that. You'll never reach your goal.
Yeah, my
We've all
goal's
had
too
that.
lofty.
Right? And you know what, if we can get honest that this is the inside conversation, you know, this is nothing more than Mickey Mouse trying to go to Disneyland and you know, how are you going to get there? And so my process is really about quieting that mind. And the way we do that is by breathing deeply. And brain researchers say that when we do that, we actually open up the corpus callosum in the brain and we can reach higher brain thinking where creativity and intuition is and problem solving, and we can actually ignite the plan by hearing what should we do next.
Okay, so your second step is ask your spirit a specific question where you need wisdom. Give a specific example, if you could, and who's our spirit?
Okay, spirit is really what you define as your spirit. It's your higher self, okay? It's your essence. You know, it's your God within, the Holy Spirit. It's your, you know, who you are inside, your real self. And so when you pause and you ask a question and you pause to listen to yourself and you say, okay, an example would be, you know, I'm out of a job. You know, what should I do next? Instead of being really harried with busyness, applying for everything, maybe you pause and you say, what do I do next? Where should I apply? And you get this intuition, you get this voice, this still small voice that says, do this, and follow the plan. So if we learn how to pause, ask a question, and then listen. You know, we're not that great at listening.
That's for sure.
It's hard too, because oftentimes, you know, you try meditation, you do things like that. People say, well, what does your gut tell you?
Right.
Is that kind of what this comes to? Number 3, listen for the plan. Is that your gut speaking?
It is. It is. And though meditation's a great thing, I say we should meditate all day long. Instead of making this separate activity where we do it, you know, half an hour in the morning and a half an hour at night, how about if we meditated all day long? And we asked a question, we were constantly connected and listening. You know, everybody knows what that is when you get this inspiration and you're like, call this person. You call this person, they say, oh my goodness, I was just going to call you.
Yes,
yeah,
we've had
for
that.
sure. And you say stay open until you hear a solution that gives you that sense. Like you just said, kind of that aha moment or that all-knowing, like, yes, that's exactly what was meant to happen, or yes, I'm on the right track now.
I'm going to give you a story of that. In fact, you know this person. My daughter, Alex Worley, who was Miss Wisconsin, never had been in pageants, told me when she was this little that she wanted to be on TV like you ladies, and I would say to her, Alex, what's your plan? She said, I don't know yet. And she went to college. She went to Madison. She's a junior in college. I said, Alex, what's your plan? I don't know yet. And instead of rushing her, most parents by now would be a little anxious, right? I said, Alex, you'll know when you know. 2 months before the Miss Wisconsin pageant, she said, my plan is to go for the Miss Wisconsin pageant, to win, to meet an agent and get on TV. She's never been in pageants. I said, well, if that's your inner voice telling you that, I believe you. And she went and got on the pageant. She won, went to the Miss USA competition, met an agent. Now she has a show like yours in Oklahoma City.
That's amazing.
Unbelievable.
How many years was that?
Yeah,
see, it's so easy.
Quick.
It's so easy to win those pageants, isn't it? You just go, I want to win it.
Just like walk
Step
in.
up there and there's your crown. Right?
I imagine there were some steps in between that she took to prepare.
Well, she had been a model, you know,
Yeah.
so she'd been a dance, so certainly she had
Things
the
led
poise,
up.
and that led up to that, and there were steps along the way, but she never heard that ultimate, this is what you're going to do to get there, until that happened, you know, 2 months before.
And good for you for being patient.
Yeah.
Last up, become
Supportive.
aware of your trigger points that produce fear in you and start the process again. Because that fear thing, a lot of people, like
That's
you
them,
say,
right?
they get depressed,
Self-talk.
they flee, they give up, they fight, they become more stressed, they become anxious, they
Right.
surrender, you know, they give up.
Have a cocktail or 2 or 3, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, that's where that clinking
You
is out of
resign.
trouble, right?
You resigned to the buddy cups.
So what does that mean? What is that stuff about?
Well, by nature, we go into fight flight. When things aren't happening as we want them to, you know, our American dream, we have these attachments, these goals, these visions of what it ought to be, and when they're not happening as we want them to, we want to fight to make it happen, pull up our bootstraps, and then we get stressed out, and that's how we get disease, or what I call dis-ease, okay? Or we say, forget it. Must not have meant to be. I was, you know, misreading the cues. I'm giving up. And what I'm saying is notice those trigger points where you want to go into fight flight. That self-talk, that anxiety, which is the fighting, and the depression, which is the fleeing. Just notice that. And instead, begin at the very beginning, which is quiet your mind. Ask your spirit a question. Open yourself up and listen and keep trusting it will come to you in perfect timing. Maybe not in an hour, maybe not in 2 days. Might take a while, right? But there's little steps, like you said, along the way that are happening to prepare you for that ultimate answer.
Yeah, because you're clearly open and being ready for all the things that may come. I love that. You've got your book launch going on tomorrow,
Yay!
Friday.
Congratulations.
People can come out. It's from 3 to 5 at the Ottawa
University.
University
Yeah.
there on South Executive Drive. Your website.
Brookfield.
In Brookfield, your website is ignitetheplan.com, where people can find your book as well. But come on out, you can get a copy, get it signed, get a little inspiration.
And if they can't make it to the event, they can actually buy the book on Amazon.com.
Great.
If they go to my site, they will see by buying it tomorrow, May 3rd, on Amazon.com, you can get $1,000 worth of services to help you ignite the plan.
That's great.
Every single person. And you can see what those services are by going to my website, ignitetheplan.com, under book promotion. So everybody's rallying around to help everybody launch.
That's great.
Awesome.
I love
so
it.
great to have you on
Thank
the show.
you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
the boost. I like
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks,
Thank
Susan.
you.